name.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Trapper. No nervous laughter because I'm doing the introduction this time. Right, Aaron? Right. So you know me. Here's Aaron. Over here we got Brian. Brian, say hi.
Hello.
And welcome to the Social Deprivation Podcast. That's right. I fucking remembered it.
Yeah, good job.
Now you lead the way.
Okay.
It's episode 6.
Yeah,
it's episode 6.
Sounds reasonably important.
I guess.
Our topics today are
Okay, so the topics are going to be
Tusk,
Tusk,
other Kevin Smith works,
other Kevin Smith works,
Discovery Channel,
History Channel.
bullshit,
yeah,
Related to the such.
E3 for a tiny bit.
E3 news.
mostly the Final Fantasy VII remake because
Yeah.
that's why I'm here and I don't really care about anything else.
And then
Other than maybe tacos.
nostalgia and
Nostalgia towards tacos.
movies from the 90s that Brian should check out that he hasn't seen. Very small little section. Let's talk about Tusk. What did you think about it, Trapper?
I didn't like it. It was slow. It was kind of hyped up by you a little bit, being like, "Oh, it made me feel uncomfortable." There was no discomfort to that movie. It was just an hour of watching Justin Long do nothing but go, "Hey!" and Johnny Depp acting like a jackass, which is fine.
I think Johnny Depp did a good job in that movie.
Sure, he's playing a jackass. It's something that he does well.
Yeah, but it was a very different jackass than what he usually plays.
Sure, it was a French one.
Yeah.
It was alright. I didn't really care for Johnny Depp's French,
No.
or not, Canadian, French Canadian.
I have no real analog to compare that French Canadian to, but
No.
I feel like the movie was interesting if you were in on the joke, if you listened to Smodcast, but otherwise it's just a terrible fucking movie. It's kind of funny, it's kind of entertaining.
And I stopped listening to Smodcast well before they conceptualized that movie, so for me it had nothing to offer.
Oh.
But I think it's great that they did it.
Sure.
That's funny.
I went into the movie not knowing anything about the movie other than it was supposed to be a horror movie and Kevin Smith made it. And I really liked it. I thought it was good. It was very, surprising just how well I felt they pulled it off. Just, the concept is so ridiculous that I can't believe they pulled it off so well. But apparently you guys didn't.
How could you have pulled it off worse?
It would have been silly.
Have a slightly shittier looking walrus costume made out of human skin?
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like the villain was believable.
The villain was the only good thing about the movie.
True.
Guy's a nut job.
That's how you could have done it worse. It could have been somebody else playing the villain.
Yeah, John Malkovich.
That was great. I wish he would have just talked the whole time. It would have been interesting, and I might have gotten some sleep.
It's an hour and a half sleep aid.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't hard to watch. It wasn't that great, but I'm glad they did it because of the whole podcast and the joke and stuff. But
it was all self-funded and shit. So I mean, they had the money, they had the support, they could do that.
yeah, it's like why not? But if you were looking to watch a good movie, no, probably not.
They're making kind of a follow-up to it. With a lot of the same people playing the same roles, including Depp.
That being said, I'll probably watch it. So I guess that says something.
Yeah.
I'll watch it too, but not off what it's from, but that it's a Kevin Smith property.
Yeah.
I really, really did not like Jason Long's character. That guy was just...
You know what? I liked him in Jeepers
stupid.
Creepers, and that's it.
Yeah. Not a fan. Else. The character was terrible. He was just... It was just nothing but a fucking dick and fart joke.
Yeah. Comes off as a douchebag, makes you non-sympathetic to the walrus transformation.
Yeah.
You're not like, oh no, why is he doing this to him? You're like, alright, well, he's doing this to him.
Well, that's the point, though. I mean, it would have been over the top had they tried to make you care about the character in the first place.
Well, for me personally, it was nowhere near the top, so it could have been at least elevated if I gave a fuck about the character.
Yeah. I noticed... I watched it again last night, And the second time around watching it, not as good as I remember seeing it in the theater, but I believe that is because, I knew everything that was going to happen, and just that initial, like, oh my god, what are they doing, effect that the movie had on me was, it was good.
But the second time around, it was diminished.
Like, it's one of those movies that I feel you can only really appreciate once.
You agree with that, Brian?
Yeah, probably.
Did you know anything about the movie going into it? Like,
no, not anything other than it was a Kevin Smith flick. I didn't really know. I kind of looked into it a little bit, so I knew it had something to do with a podcast or something, but I didn't really get it until the end credits when they were like, I think they play the clip from that podcast.
Well, they don't play the clip, but they play like they tell you which episode it was from.
Okay.
No, I think at the end of the credits.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch
it actually does play, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can see how in this setting it's fucking hilarious, but
yeah.
And I'm glad they made the movie just to do it, but it's like you watch it once and you're like, okay, they did it, good job. Like, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I wish they had killed him.
No.
Well, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
keep him alive on a wildlife.
Well, like,
yeah,
but it's like, oh, it's a year later and he's still wearing a flesh costume. Like, none of that stuff was really fused to him.
Yeah.
It would be rotted.
Except to the face. It seems like it has to have been fused to the face.
I just assumed that it was fused to him.
But remember Johnny Depp talking about, like, all the victims that they've found? Like, they just found a skinned, like, legless torso thing that looks like a crucified T-Rex.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, I kind of forgot about that when I saw the corpses underwater. I thought maybe they were more than just the skins, so...
But yeah, the one skull that's underwater that has the bones already on its face and shit, that looks like it's like a full, complete...
I just assumed there were different levels of success, and so some of the bodies that they'd found...
Oh, that's probable.
That's pretty much what I thought too. Like, that one didn't manage to swim, didn't manage to come back up.
Okay.
And despite that, I mean, the main character... I mean, I think the point is that in his own mind, he is a walrus, and so...
Yeah.
They're not going to kill him, but they're going to have this ridiculous, like, scene at the end. I don't know, I appreciate that, rather than just killing him off. The point of the movie is just ridiculousness anyways.
Yeah.
Everything Kevin Smith related is primarily ridiculous.
That's true.
Nothing wrong with that, though. Nothing wrong with that.
Does anybody know what he's planning on working on next? Like, I heard he's doing a sequel to one of his older movies, but I can't remember what it is. It's like Mallrats.
Yeah, that's right. He is doing a new Mallrats.
I also heard that he might be doing a fucking Clerks 3.
I haven't seen anything about that.
But,
I wouldn't be surprised, though.
Like, if he's working on a Mallrats 2, then if they are going to do a Clerks 3, it's nothing but just like, hey, this is something we can do in the future, but there's no...
I take it you've seen these movies, Brian?
Yeah. I've seen them all at some point or another.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a really long time since I've seen a Kevin Smith film, except for Tusk and... What was the last fucking thing I saw from him? Clerks 2.
Yeah, same.
I never saw Red State.
I did. I both did and didn't like it. It wasn't a horror. Like, they said it was going to be a horror. And it definitely wasn't. It was just like a retelling, or like, not even a retelling, but it was so goddamn similar to the whole fucking, oh man, what was that cult? The Davidian, Branch Davidians.
Oh, okay, yeah, Waco.
The Waco, yeah. It was so similar to the Waco incident that, I mean, I didn't view the Waco thing as a horror.
Yeah.
It's just like a drama thing that fucking happened. Best part about Red State is that it had John Goodman in it.
Well, John Goodman makes everything better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
What do we got next?
History Channel, Discovery Channel documentaries.
Do anything that's on the History Channel, Discovery Channel topic, Brian?
The only thing I have to say about History Channel and Discovery Channel documentaries is that if it's not an OPB documentary, then 90% of the time it's 90% bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I might watch it for entertainment value, but
not for any kind of educational sense.
No.
It's not a viable sense.
No.
Not a viable source of education.
When the dragon thing came out, I was like, oh yeah, of course there were fucking dragons. Like, I already knew that, and then it was fake, and I was like, well, come on, hurry up and find proof.
I didn't see the dragon one.
The dragon
that one was completely fake, as far as I know.
Yeah, it was completely fake.
I think I'd given up at that point.
I started watching that on, I think it was a Thanksgiving, like a few years ago, and it started, and I was like watching, and I was like, no fucking way, this is bullshit. And then I started getting into it, and I was like, this is plausible-ish? Like, it was just...
There was enough compelling things.
Yeah, the way they did it was...
guide you towards believing that it could be a possibility.
Yeah, and I don't know. It just really pissed me off that, like, what kind... that it's a fucking huge waste of time. I think it was the Animal Planet doing it. And, like, why? Why are you doing this?
During Shark Week on Discovery Channel, I had somebody come into the gas station that I hadn't seen in a long time. And I had to stop them from what they were talking about and get online and look up to show them proof that this documentary on the Megalodon being rediscovered was bullshit.
It's fucking bullshit.
They had fully bought it, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. It's like they assume that the public is well informed enough to not just be like, oh my god, this is real.
Yeah, and I can't speak for the rest of the world, but America's not a safe place to have that kind of assumption.
No.
I think the point is that they have the opposite assumption, and so therefore it makes money for them to show these things.
Well, you remember that short story I wrote to try to win that Vamo?
Vamo? What the fuck's a Vamo?
No.
It's a certain gut easy thing. I wrote a short story about the History Channel and the Discovery Channel, starting back with Y2K. Hyping up Y2K and all this shit. And then they finally find this Mayan calendar thing, and they're like, we could turn that into a prophecy that'll make us some money.
Yeah.
So they turn that, they hype up the prophecy of the world ending December 21st, 2012.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the short story, what happens is leaders of nations across the world aren't really they don't buy into it. They see it as an entertainment thing, except Kim Jong-il. Because he's undereducated.
Yeah.
He launches nukes. Putin is kind of had a shitty morning. His advisors are in the lobby, and they're trying to get a hold of him, because they want to discuss with him that there's this nuclear warhead heading toward Russia, and other points of the globe. And he's pissed off. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. His secretary rings in on him, and the first thing he says is launch, which is misheard as launch. So Russia launches nukes. And how the fuck did it go? Oh yeah, when it came down to America, Barack Obama was having dental surgery, so he was out for the day. Joe Biden was informed of the goings-on around the world, and he cowered underneath the desk in the Oval Office, where people couldn't find him. He decides to get up and look out the window to see if the world's still there, and a shadow eclipses the window. And it's Dick Cheney with George Bush coming down on a parachute. Bush is in his back in one of those baby holders. They come crashing through the window. He takes Bush down and he goes, go get it, slugger. And Bush runs over and pushes a red button on the desk, which launches our arsenal. And a couple days later, it's December 21st, the world has ended. And the lead executive of Discovery Channel and the lead executive of the History Channel are sitting in a bunker in Africa watching ash fall out of the sky. And one of them clicks on the radio and it starts playing, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh my god.
So that short story that I wrote kind of sums up my opinion of History Channel and Discovery Channel. They're just propagating bullshit repetitively.
Do we have a Twitter? Is there a Twitter?
Yes, we do have a Twitter.
Right. Hashtag yes if you want us to make the movie. Hashtag no if you don't.
Yeah. Wait, they need to know what the Twitter is.
I don't know. Just hashtag yes. It won't work at all. I don't know. I don't use that. How does it work?
I don't know how to use Twitter.
What's the Twitter?
What's the Twitter?
I believe it's Traprone at TRAPPRONE.
Traprone.
Traprone. Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter at Traprone.
Yeah, just tweet at us if you know how to do that.
Let's assume that the people that are listening to this might be less ignorant fucktards than we are.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know how to do that.
With the majority of, with the people in this room, 1 out of 3 people know how to use Twitter.
Your point?
Yeah.
Find a friend. Use the buddy system.
Yeah, use a Twitter buddy.
Yes, a Twitter buddy.
When in doubt, find a Twitter buddy.
I
don't know if I should hashtag this. Well, hold on. Let me take a look at it.
Did you guys see the mermaid documentary?
No.
No? You, Brian?
Maybe.
It was terrible.
Yeah, probably.
It was also convincing, like the dragon one.
I seem to recall falling asleep halfway through, knowing it was bullshit.
Well, yeah. Somebody should do something about those channels.
Somebody should raise up.
Yes.
Bring an end to this onslaught of bullshit.
Yes.
Well, you be the one to do that, Aaron. You go ahead and rise.
If I had power.
If we just all,
stop watching
and contribute to OPB like we're supposed to.
OPB is good.
Yes, OPB is good.
I've been watching Ken Burns on documentaries on OPB for pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
Or the American whatever it was. American series? American Spirit? I don't know.
I don't know.
Next.
Topic.
Okay. So, more E3 stuff. Last podcast we recorded, it was like a day in.
Yeah, E3 was still pretty well and thoroughly happening.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's changed for me. I'm still looking forward to the same games. I know that they showed a actual functional gameplay demo of that Mad Max game, which has me wanting to play that even more.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to pick up Batman Arkham Knight.
I heard it was really good. I heard that the Batmobile gets really old.
Well, I bet.
I
bet the whole game gets fucking old. I mean, I don't want to play it.
Well, yeah, but I heard that they like just try to force you to use it in a lot of situations.
What's
with
the new
like
gimmick?
Puzzles and all sorts of stuff, and it just gets really tedious and fucking boring.
Okay. So do all the other Batman games.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
but it's gonna be fucking pretty while it's doing it.
Yeah. Did you see anything about For Honor?
No.
No?
No.
What about you, Brian? You know anything about this?
Only thing I know about from E3 is the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which we'll be talking about in a moment.
Yeah.
Which they will be talking about in a moment. I don't have much to add on that topic. Anyway, you were saying? For Honor.
For Honor, it's a, like...
That's very good description.
It's a game... It's an RPG style game where you're just on a battlefield with a sword and armor, and you cut things, cut people, fight each other. It looks really good. Yeah. Probably show you guys a video later.
Yeah, because there's already games like that on the PC.
Yeah, but this game looks really cool. So like there's like a bunch of NPCs, and then there's like the enemy team that are actual players. Oh,
and I did see a gameplay for fucking Battlefront.
Yeah, that looks really good.
That looks pretty badass.
Yeah.
Using what, Dice Engine or Frostbite 3?
Yeah, Frostbite 3.
Looks pretty goddamn fancy.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that then.
I just did. Moving on. What else can you say? You can be like, well, they was on Hoth. The landscape, it was white. Half the enemies, they were white. Some of the lasers were green, and some of the lasers were red, and there was snow. Done.
What color was the snow?
Well, the snow was mostly white, but sometimes gray.
Yes.
I think I pretty well just summed it all up right there.
Yeah.
It was like fucking Star Wars Battlefield.
Yeah. The Division. What do you think of that?
That little presentation with the people and the thing?
Yeah.
Liked it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. I hope that it has a single player functionality to it. Cause
Oh.
I don't like games that are strictly multiplayer.
There is a single player functionality.
Goddamn better
but you will be able to run into other players. But I believe it's PvP only in that area, only in the dark zone.
Okay.
So, yeah. But, yeah, you are able to go throughout the game completely by yourself and do whatever you want. Play it however you want.
It looks like a bit of a letdown graphically. It looks like they had to scale back some of their shit that they were...
Yeah, it does look like that.
But it's a fucking Ubisoft game, so
I
that's to be
do
expected.
know that that all the E3 stuff was being played on the Xbox One.
Okay.
And the Xbox One is kind of disappointing in comparison to the PS4, so it might make it. The PS4 might be slightly better.
It might be.
But the PC version's going to be...
Well...
I mean, hopefully they don't scale it down.
They will. They're Ubisoft. They don't know how to do anything else.
Mm.
Ubisoft constantly tries to match console to PC. They try to have unified graphics across all platforms, so that no one platform is outselling another platform. Yeah. Now, I don't know if that's to keep some sort of big deals going, so that they don't have Microsoft back out on wanting to buy properties, buy IPs from, and leave them with just Sony or something.
Well,
but it shouldn't be that way.
That would be retarded.
If you have a fucking
that would be
IP that people want to play, people are going to want to play it.
Well, yeah, but that would be a retarded decision of Microsoft to do that, because all the people that are going to want to play that game are just going to, if they can afford it, they're just going to fucking get a PS4 or a PC.
If they can afford it.
Yeah, if they can afford it.
Yeah, I don't know. It might make the overall development process easier on them, though, too.
Yeah.
This is why,
if they could dedicate themselves to one particular platform.
That's what I'm saying, is you can hate exclusives all you want, but there is kind of an importance to, making the best game you can on a particular platform. And then later, a year later or something, if it's to come out on PC or whatever, then they've got a year to figure that out. And I think that's a better way to go about.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I wanted to play Assassin's Creed Rogue when it came out, but I had to wait a year for it to come to the PC. Because I was about to buy another fucking 360.
Yeah, fuck the 360.
When it came out, I was still just as happy to play the goddamn thing.
Yeah, I don't mind if a game takes longer. That just means that they're going to be working on it. So, it'll be better, hopefully. Anything else from E3?
No. Last episode we already talked about fucking Fallout.
Yeah, dude.
That was
Fallout.
Fallout was the biggest thing to come out of E3 that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Other than the Final Fantasy thing for certain people. There's a lot of people that are going to be like, it's been 20 goddamn years, it's about fucking time, or some shit.
Yeah.
We've been holding on to this one game that kind of shaped the industry to follow a certain archetype for this long. So glad it's getting reskinned.
Okay. So...
I was like, I don't know how to add to that. Man.
Well, we're about to talk about
I'll just let you sit there in your ignorance for a while. It's okay.
I borrowed that game from Brian back when it was... How many discs?
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we'll
just go right into right now. Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, it was 4 discs.
Yeah,
I believe.
It was 12. I remember 20 years ago, back in my day. It was 3, actually.
Oh, was it? It was 3? Okay.
I borrowed it. I got off the train in the game. I walked down the train platform in the game. I walked down the steps from the platform in the game. I got into a encounter with an enemy.
Did you check the
took the disc out and I gave it back to Brian.
So you really gave it a chance.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've said time and time again that I would not, like, from all that I've heard about it, I'd love to watch the movie.
Have you not seen it?
Final Fantasy VII movie?
Yeah, Evan Children.
From what I'm aware, that's not Final Fantasy VII. That's just like the same characters.
Well, it's not.
It's in the Final Fantasy VII world, but it's
it's
a sequel.
Yeah, it's a sequel.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. I liked it.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that before this remake actually comes out, there is a HD texture version that they're gonna release for PS4 and PC.
I've heard nothing about
I haven't heard anything about that. I have heard that they were going to come out with a phone version of the original game.
Well, that's okay.
Square Enix will do about anything to make a buck.
Yeah.
Truth.
Yeah.
That's not. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
I get the impression this time around, first of all, that they'll actually do it. It seems like everyone's actually on board for this project this time.
Yeah. I've heard a couple of interviews with them, and they sound.
It seems pretty
dedicated.
goddamn official.
Yeah.
And it seems like the guy who's directing it and like a lot of the people that are involved are people that worked on the original, and it's more than just an HD texture update or something.
Yeah, they're remaking the game.
I feel like it's like
new geometry.
What I hope it is it's a retelling of the story. Like, if two people tell the same story, it's a little different. The story changes, and I think that Final Fantasy VII is a great platform to, almost treat like you're making a new modern game, but you've got half of the work done for you already.
Yeah.
So you're hoping for a reboot?
Basically, yeah.
That would be really nice to see.
There's a lot of things that I hope stay the same, and a lot of things that I hope change. And
if it functioned as an action RPG, I would gladly play it.
Well, if you look at some of the footage from Final Fantasy,
oh yeah, I know the later ones have done that.
Yeah,
like starting with 11, wasn't it? They started using the action format in 11.
I wouldn't.
And then backed off it by the time they got to 13.
It's more like I don't know what you'd call it. It's still like a strategy based. It had a gambit system where basically you would choose what the characters do in a certain situation, and it was more like fast paced, like realistic kind of.
Okay.
But it's I liked it a lot actually. But so some of the things that I hope they change is the battle system, such that it's more like Final Fantasy 15 or like a Dragon Age type of format.
Yeah,
I think would be really cool.
I think that would be really awesome. One thing I really want them to do is, just as a little bonus, after you've beaten the game, if they also remade Crisis Core and made that a little playable game after the game.
Apparently, someone at Square, I don't remember who it was, maybe the whoever, that remaking other Final Fantasy titles isn't out of the question.
Mm-hmm.
So, some of them I think don't need a remake. But like I say, I think Final Fantasy VII, the setting of the game is great for, a reboot or a remake.
Yeah, or even, it'd be really cool to see another story told in that world.
Well, yeah, if they want to make Final Fantasy VII 2, I wouldn't be too optimistic, but that's one of the things I'd like to avoid is, there's story points within the game that are very important story points. A lot of it, I would want to see be almost exactly the same, but I don't want them to include all this shit that like Genesis and this and that, and you know, some of it with like Crisis Core, yeah, we got to see more about who Zack was and his interaction with Aerith and this and that, but that is cool. Include some of that, but like some of the other shit is like, no thanks. It really doesn't have a place with this game to me. So.
And you've played through pretty much all of them up to this point, right?
I've played through all of them. They're all unless Final Fantasy VII is its own story. So there's the Final Fantasy VII world, like 6, 8, 9. None
yeah,
of, they don't.
That's been explained.
But, so yeah. I've played 7, Dirge of Cerberus, Crisis Core.
From what I've heard about the stories of them, I think the one that I'd be most interested to see done in modern capability is, I believe, 3. Final Fantasy 3.
Well, 3...
From what I'm hearing, that's like a pretty catastrophic game, and I think that could be done pretty well with...
Like 3 as in the name that came out on Super Nintendo in the US, which is...
I don't think Trepper knows this.
Yeah, I don't know the difference between the
well,
US
does it say 3 on the cartridge?
I believe so. It's one where the world gets destroyed, like cracked in half.
I think that's 6, yeah.
Okay.
And 6, that's one that, like, if they did it, it could be cool. But there's certain characters in the game that are, I don't know. There's some kind of quirky stuff that like.
I saw the synopsis.
Basically, the thing for me is like not just the setting for Final Fantasy VII makes it good for a remake, but the fact that the graphics were shitty even on PS1 makes it great for a remake. But the style and the artwork for 6 on the SNES, it's really great. And so, if they did remake it, and they did a good job, that'd be awesome. But I don't think it would benefit as much, even though, and not to mention, it's also a more well-rounded game. Even if Final Fantasy VII is my favorite in the series, 6 is a better game. It's a better made, basically.
Mm. I'm not very familiar with the whole franchise. I've only played most of 7. I never beat it. I played Crisis Core, and I've played Dirge of Cerberus, and I've played the original Final Fantasy on like NES. But yeah, I don't know too much about the whole franchise.
Aside from Final Fantasy, there's other Square games that I can think of that I would really like to see them remake, like possibly Xenogears or Chrono Cross. I think could be fantastic.
Is Chrono Trigger directly related to Chrono Cross?
Oh yeah, Chrono Trigger was on the Super Nintendo. Chrono Cross came later on the PS1. I wouldn't say they're directly related. They are, but
same world, or
it's not the same world, but yet they are related. I mean,
is it kind of like
it's hard to explain, but they're related.
Is it related like Dark Souls is related to Demon Souls in that kind of context?
Well, that's different worlds and different lore.
Yeah, Dark Souls and Demon Souls are completely...
Yeah, they're completely different.
Other than the gameplay being, like, so goddamn similar, they're completely different.
Well, yeah. That's what I was asking.
Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger deal so much with time, alternate realities, and parallel realities, this and all that it's like they're related, but, like, it's not some kind of direct sequel or something like that.
Okay.
I guess the only other things I want to say about Final Fantasy VII is I hope they keep the materia system.
Yeah.
That would be rad. If the battle system and a lot of the weapon upgrade type of shit is similar to like Dragon Age 3, where with like Dragon Age 3 you have the runes and this and that you put on your weapons and this, completely incorporate the materia system from the first game because it's great. And it'd be really... I don't know. I think it'd be not hard to do, and everyone would appreciate it.
Yeah.
And that just adds a lot of combat customization.
Oh, yeah. Every Final Fantasy kind of has a different way about doing things. Where with 7 you collect materia, which are like little balls of magic that you place into your weapon slots
Yeah.
that give you different abilities and whatever. And some games you like learn abilities directly from separate weapons and stuff like that. So they're all a little bit different with what kind of system they use, but most of the time they're all. I mean, beyond 10, it gets crazy with 11 and 13 and stuff. It gets way different, but I mean, before that, it's all basically your standardized turn-based kind of system with, slight differences.
Yeah. And you're just hoping to be able to augment your shit.
Yeah.
Using, basically the same materia and the same materia system, but, modernize the whole combat system, too. I think would be
And I don't see why that shouldn't be done. There's no reason not to throw more and more at games these days with the size of media that you're able to have.
Yeah.
You're not limited to the space necessarily just on the disc like you were with Final Fantasy VII. Why they had to have 3 discs. You could cram that game how many fucking times onto a Blu-ray? Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And even if that's not even if you can't max your whole game onto one fucking disc, you always have day one patches.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the games that have been coming out recently have had like 3 gig day one patches.
Mm-hmm. Any idea what the engine they're going to be using for it is?
Oh, I knew what it was at one point.
Do you think it's going to be the same engine they use for...
I think it's the same one they're using for Final Fantasy 15. Which kind of brings me to another topic is I'm not really sure what the PC modding community would be like, but I do know it's coming out for PS4 first. I mean the Final Fantasy 7 remake. I know it's coming out for PC later, and I'm hoping that there's not too much issue with whatever engine they're using in this and that too, because the modding community is going to have a heyday.
Oh man, I could.
And I can't wait for that. I probably will play it on PS4s because I'm such a huge fan, but I don't even have a PS4. I've got a PC, and that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
It's going to hijack Sky's PS4.
For a while.
You can hijack mine if I'm not using it.
Alright.
With that video card in my PC, there's not a whole lot of reason not to play shit on it.
My only really last concerns are hopefully the music. I would hope that 75% or more of the original tracks
are used.
Not the original the original scores for the music at least. But I know that Nobuo is not with Square anymore, so I hope there's no problems there.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah, I'm sure Square owns the rights to all the music for Final Fantasy VII, but I don't really know what their relationship is like, so I hope it doesn't create a situation where somebody that's shit remixes everything.
Mm-hmm. That would just be a really big letdown.
The music is
because the music was really good. It's
integral to the setting and the feeling of the game.
The music is about the only thing atmospherically about the Final Fantasy games that I have liked. I've only seen people play them. Yeah. I've not sat down and tried to make it through one from beginning to end, other than that one brief attempt with 7. The landscapes...
A very brief attempt.
Very brief attempt. The landscapes are boring to me. They seem lackluster.
I love the pre-rendered backgrounds in a lot of the PS1 RPGs. 7 especially, but it doesn't necessarily make for great gameplay. I mean, obviously...
Well, yeah, and I completely have no problem with that. Like, the visuals of Final Fantasy VII aren't what made me stop playing it. It's just that fighting system. I hate that fighting system.
Yeah.
The turn-based.
Understandable, and that's why I hope that they
Like, I really wanted to get into that game because I've heard so many good things about it. I just couldn't get past that one particular fucking hurdle.
Yeah, well, and I know there's a lot of people that are like, don't change the battle system. I mean, that's what makes it great. And I'm like, well, then just play the HD remaster when that comes out, because this is not that. This is a remake, and I
And
if you're so nostalgic about the original game that you don't want any changes in the remake, then
why play the remake?
Then play the original game. You know,
exactly.
And the battle system is hugely not modern, in my opinion. And
it's very, very limited.
I love it, but I'll go play the original game if I want to have all the
Take a walk down with an antiquated system.
Yeah. Or just for the nostalgia factor of it. I'm wanting a retelling that. With tons of moments that's like, oh shit, oh that's how they handled that. That's amazing,
Yeah.
And also, I hope they don't rush this. I hope they see the significance in making it as dense of a world as they can. And I hope there's an overworld map just like there was in the original too. And because they know they can't fuck this one up.
Yeah.
If they do, they're fucked. But if they do a really good job on it, that opens a lot of doors for them to do a lot more remakes that are going to make them a lot more money, and so I think they're gonna do at least a 4 out of 5 job, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah. Okay, so knowing that you know this world better than both of us, you probably have the most invested in this game out of the people in this room.
Sure, I mean it's. Top 5 favorite games. Top 2, maybe.
What could they do to ruin this game for you?
If they have really terrible English voice acting and there's no Japanese voice track included in the U.S. release, that would piss me off quite a bit.
What if they remade it with the Unreal Engine? Gears of Fantasy.
I'd still play it, but that would probably not.
Cloud's put on a lot of fucking muscle lately.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, the graphics suck. Well, it didn't stop me from playing the first one. Fuck it. I don't know. A lot of people kind of gripe about like mini games and stuff like that, but I like all that tedious bullshit. If you don't have to do it. But if you do have to do it, then that's stupid. I think they're gonna have a lot of trouble with the, capturing the camera angle and the pre-rendered backgrounds. Add a lot to the feeling you get when playing Final Fantasy VII, and so if they go for like a third-person Dragon Age type of thing, they're really gonna have to do it right to capture the same, the same things. But I think that from what we've seen with what they've done with Advent Children, and stuff like this, that and the trailer, obviously.
The trailer was really like nothing.
Short and ambiguous.
Yeah.
I guess, but I mean, I got what I wanted out of it.
Well,
it shows to me that they're probably not gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
It looked good to me.
Yeah, but it's a CGI trailer.
Sure, but
well, yeah, I mean they have one of those come out with the launch of the PS3.
Yeah,
well, but
it was like a tech demo.
Yeah, it was a tech demo,
sure.
And everybody freaked out. They were like, "Oh my god, it's happening!" And
this seems more official. Like everyone's more on.
Well, yeah, no, like this is. But
is it not already in development?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, they're working on it.
Yeah.
I listened to an interview. I think it was shit. I can't remember if it was Machinima or the No Rooster Teeth. But they were at E3 and they were talking to the director of the game, and with translator and all this stuff, and they were talking about it, and it's definitely going to happen. They talked about, trying to maintain the ridiculous fans that they've had for the last 20 years, and try and make it accessible to newer generations who have never played the original.
I think that's really important because
it is very important.
They want to bridge the gap between it being an interesting IP and a fan service.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, plus if they make it accessible enough that Trapper might play it, then that's great. That's what they should do.
Yeah.
If I sit down and play it, they have succeeded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if I sit down and play it and I don't get pissed off, then they've really succeeded. Because
Yeah, exactly.
if we both like it at this point, then yeah, good job.
Yeah, they've fucking
but yeah,
hit the mark.
That's been the biggest problem, I think, is the director, who I believe is Tetsuya Nomura.
Was he the guy that did the original?
He was the original character designer or something like that. I get everything
Okay.
mixed up, but anyways, folks at Square saying like we're not going to do a Final Fantasy VII remake because we don't feel that it's possible for us to capture the nostalgia that our fans have, and maybe they should rethink if this game really is that good or if it's just a nostalgia factor. Yeah. And I think we've beat it into their heads that no, you need to remake the fucking game.
Yeah.
And so now to hear them saying, you know, they've got this game plan, they're on board, they're working on it, they have a vision on what they want to do with this, rather than being like, I don't think I can do it justice, I don't want to, you know, put something out that's shit. To hear them confident about it now and they're doing it, then I'm a little bit at ease, and I'll believe it when I see it. I still reserve the right to say that. But
well, yeah, of course.
I'm hopeful, and you know, just like everyone else has been saying on the internet, there ain't no getting off this train we're on, and I'm looking forward to the reunion. So.
Okay, so talking about nostalgia, recently I've revisited some things like movies and games that I held in high regard nostalgically, and I've come to find that they were not the like awesome, funny, or just good things that I remember them being. And it's really disappointing going back and then just realizing that your taste has grown so much over the years, and that you had such terrible taste when you were younger.
Watching Legend, you're like, why didn't it bother me that David Bowie's pants were that tight? Or Neverending Story, that dragon's gonna rape that little kid.
Yeah.
I've been doing something similar
Legend
lately,
wasn't
but different.
David Bowie.
Which one was Legend? Was that the one with the little puppets?
No, that's Labyrinth.
Oh, that's the one with the fucking
Legend is the one
Big Devil motherfucker.
Yeah, Tim Curry.
Gotcha.
That's the best thing about that movie.
The Big Devil motherfucker?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that comes to mind about that movie.
Yeah. That's actually one of those things that, like,
I've not seen the David Bowie one. I've been bitched at
Wait,
about.
you haven't seen...
Yeah,
you haven't
just
seen
like,
Labyrinth?
Just like that. Just like that. You haven't seen Labyrinth? I haven't seen Thundercats either. You want to say something about that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Back to what I was saying. I hyped up fucking Legend to my girlfriend. I was like, oh my god, we need to see this movie. It's awesome. This and that. And then I put the fucking movie on. I'm like, oh yeah, Tom Cruise is in it. He's the main character. I completely forgot that it was Tom Cruise. And the entire time she's just like, this is gay. Like, this is really gay. Wow.
In a bad way, or?
Yeah, like in a bad way.
Gay in a derogatory sense, or gay as in I think Tom Cruise is about to fuck somebody's ass?
Probably both.
Okay.
But yeah, and the entire time I'm like, but no, it was good, and it is gay. Oh, why is it gay? Why does it have to be gay? Why is it so gay?
But I loved this movie when I was a child.
Yeah.
Recently, I've been watching movies that I watched when I was younger and didn't give a fuck about, to see if going back now with different tastes and different opinions of the world, if I would like them better.
Yeah, and you find anything?
Roadhouse was alright.
Roadhouse? Fucking Roadhouse.
I watched Roadhouse and Top Gun this week.
Oh my god.
Top Gun was fucking terrible.
Yeah, Top Gun was terrible.
What I didn't understand, like what I didn't realize, I think it might have just been like a viral musical marketing campaign of the time or something. But it had 2 songs in that movie. There's 2 songs that get played throughout that movie.
And?
Danger Zone.
Yeah.
and that fucking Take My Breath Away shit. Those two fucking songs over and over. Like at least 8 times each.
Wow.
Like, there's a jet. Damn, every fucking time.
You're making it sound pretty good, actually.
What's that movie called? Oh, it's Danger Zone. That's what the movie's called.
I'm curious if there's any movies that you guys have seen that maybe you didn't really get it when you were a kid and you watched it later and you're like, oh, this is badass. Like,
that's the point. That's what I've been going after. I've been like trying to revisit things that I might not have understood in adolescence. And so far, I've been mediocre in pursuit.
There have been like a lot of cartoons that I watched as a kid, and then like seeing them as an adult, like just realizing like sexual jokes and like things like that.
Oh yeah,
like,
all the shit that's built in for parents or adults that have to be forced to watch the shit. Like
Rocko's Modern Life. He's a fucking phone sex operator. That's his job, and you have like completely over your head when you're a little kid.
Yeah, I never realized it.
Yeah. Oh, like what else? Oh, I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I'm terrible at this because it's like, if I saw it when I was a kid and I watched it now, I'd be like, oh, I think I saw this when I was a kid, but that's as far as I can remember. My memory's shit. Whether it's good or it was bad, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The only reason I'm so attached to Final Fantasy VII is because I played it every couple years anyway, so I didn't fucking forget all the moments that were so great.
There's not a whole lot of games that I do that with. There's a game that came out called The Saboteur that I play like once a year.
Wait, was that game? It was like World War II and it's like black and white except for... I played a little bit of that.
The game was fucking good, but the company that released it went bankrupt the day before release. Like they just weren't getting backing. So they put the game out and they're like, well, here's the DLC for free, take it, fuck it, why not? The game was actually good.
They should have fucking had microtransactions.
Well, I mean, it had a good art style. Like everything under Nazi occupation is in black and white. When you clear the area of Nazis, that's when these portions of Paris start to come back into color.
Yeah, and then
but that was interesting.
But then there's like the red accents, like the Nazi flags were in color, and then like
your
explosions,
red explosive barrels. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good game.
So it was gay in a good way.
Sure.
All right.
It was in France.
I support that. Well, you bringing color back into the world, you know. Yeah, it's very, you know.
I want
to articulate.
I would love to. I would love to be able to do that. But yeah, I really want to make my girlfriend watch Dune.
Watch it first.
But I'm afraid...
Yeah.
Like, I'm afraid it's going to have that same... Like, oh, this is not as good as I remember it.
That's one that I didn't watch as a kid and I've only heard bad about growing up.
What?
Yeah. I didn't have time for that shit when I was a kid. It was a long-ass movie.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. We need to...
Probably sucks, Aaron.
No.
Watch it.
We gotta sit down and watch some Worms in the Desert. Yeah.
See, like, I've seen the like, Sci-Fi Channel remakes.
Did you see the Discovery Channel documentaries?
No.
The Worms of Dune?
I would...
It's coming.
I would sit down and watch that entire thing.
So that was a joke?
Yeah. Throwback joke, motherfucker, to earlier in the fucking podcast.
Well, fuck, I don't know.
That was minutes ago, Trapper. I don't have time for this shit.
We just discussed how...
Memory.
Not just that, but that maybe they did do that and I wasn't aware because they're so fucking ridiculous.
I would watch the fuck out of that. But yeah, you should watch the Sci-Fi Channel remakes. They're a lot longer.
Okay.
But...
That doesn't entice me. Like, you know that movie you heard of that you heard was shit for years and years and years? Well, there's a longer version of it. Give that one a try. That's sure to be fucking cinematic gold, Trap.
Yeah, Trap. Read the book.
Yeah, read the book. Yeah, it was like Frank Herbert's Dune. Frank Herbert's Dune. It's I think it's like 3 episodes. It's like or 3 or maybe 5.
A miniseries.
Yeah, it's a miniseries. They're like an hour long each, and it's a lot closer to the book.
Well, hold up. Wasn't Dune like 3 hours long?
I don't think so.
Fair enough.
I can't remember.
Carry on.
But this is much longer. I think it's like 6 hours long. And then they did the Children of Dune, which is, you know,
Revenge of the Corn.
yeah. But those were good movies. Well, good miniseries. But I haven't seen the original in a long time. It's got Sting in it.
So fucking what? So did the police. Still don't give a shit. Did you know corn is a fruit? Didn't fucking care about that either, did you?
I didn't know that. Corn's a fruit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does have seeds.
No, it isn't.
They are seeds. Are they? Is it? Are you fucking... God damn it. I hate you people. I hate you.
Moving on. Let that roll around again. Is corn actually a fruit? Is it a berry? Why are these guys so mean to me?
Tomatoes are fruit, so maybe. Tomatoes suck.
Tomatoes are awesome.
It's the most bitter fruit ever.
Tomatoes make a lot of really great things, but tomatoes on their own suck.
Start misinforming people on our podcast is what we should do.
Yeah. Vegetables are just terrible.
The coconut is a part of the marsupial family.
It has a hair? It's a mammal.
Yeah.
Your ass.
Okay. Anybody got anything else? Wait. Yeah.
Anything else regarding what? Anything else? Regarding nostalgia in movies?
I don't know. I know anything. Anything at all. With the talking.
I'm just going to keep looking for movies that I saw when I was a kid and didn't give a fuck about and watch them now and see if I like them.
I think that's good extracurricular for everyone.
Didn't it?
Yeah.
Give shit a chance.
Well, what's the
Regret
next?
it later.
What's the next movie you're gonna watch?
I have no idea. Whatever I run across on Netflix. I watched Hunt for Red October. I didn't give a fuck about that movie when I was a kid. There was like the one scene with the submarine coming up where I was like, cool! And that was it. So I watched it a month ago or so, and I actually watched it and, you know, got the story this time.
Yeah.
Wasn't that bad.
I heard that was a good movie.
It's like thinking, you know, I've got years and years and years of past release movies that I just looked at for action or scares or whatever that I didn't give a fuck about the story.
Yeah.
A whole back catalog of shit to look at. I still want to see Attack on Titan.
Yeah, give that a shot.
That's at the top of my list of shit to watch.
It's good.
I want there to be more.
Watch that and watch Dead Man Wonderland and watch
Dead Man Wonderland.
I forgot.
You gonna tell me to watch Berserk like every other anime watching cunt?
If you feel like it.
I was actually gonna bring over Berserk,
Ah, you are. I know you are.
but I forgot.
Any like movies from like the 90s that stand out more than anything else that I should watch, because I missed a lot. I've probably seen fewer movies than
Like really
anyone.
Really good story movies?
Just like staples, just like, oh my god, I can't believe you haven't seen that. I probably haven't seen it, so just mention it and then I'll watch it.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Nah, I've seen
What?
that. Got it free with a pizza, I think.
Just kind of sit in a DVD box sitting on top of the slice.
Or something like that.
Huh.
If I run across anything in my viewing travels, I'll let you know. But nothing immediately springs to mind.
Alright.
Silence of the Lambs?
Pretty good.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that. There we go. I'll watch Silence of the Lambs for the first time.
Yeah, watch Silence of the Lambs. Just don't watch, what was it, Manhunter.
What is that?
Wait,
Manhunter is the first movie with Hannibal Lecter as a character.
isn't that that?
Okay.
It's the one time he wasn't played by Anthony Hopkins until they put out the TV show.
Wasn't Manhunter like Canadian?
I don't know. They remade it and called it Red Dragon.
Yeah,
So it was Chinese?
No.
Red Dragon was actually pretty good.
I thought it was pretty shitty, except the wheelchair thing.
I liked it.
We've reached the point of the podcast where there's now long pauses. Awkward silences.
It'll be easy to edit.
This is you.
Uh,
I'm gonna make you edit this shit one of these days.
you're gonna have to teach me.
So, I don't got that kind of time.
Don't you guys have like a ending catchphrase?
No. Do you want to help us develop an ending catchphrase?
Oh yeah, that's okay. That's something we can talk about.
What should our ending catchphrase be?
What?
You
Yeah.
gotta
What
You
should
gotta
I
have something at the beginning that you always do and something at the end that you always do.
Yeah.
Well, we have Aaron's awkward fucking laughing at the beginning. That seems to be a...
You took that away from me.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it'll come back when I'm not paying attention. And then we were doing jingles that could get us copyright strikes at the end
that's
of the
right.
podcast.
Yeah,
remember that.
but
I forgot I didn't have a jingle last time.
yeah, you haven't heard episode 5 that died.
No.
The jingle died on
I've
5.
heard the first 2, that's it.
Yeah.
Why? What happened?
Couldn't come up with a jingle.
Yeah.
Just nothing sprung to mind. That is not a jingle.
May as well be.
Meh.
And it's copyright.
Fair enough.
Bye.